Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. Welcome along to this Family Bricks Family Build live stream. Just going to be a quick one here. We'll go for about an hour or so. It's quite late. We just wanted to make sure that we at least got a stream in. Are you going to say hello to everyone?
Hi.
There. And I think we saw a couple of people out there already. King Ormdorf, welcome along. And usual sort of social media things, share, like, and subscribe. All details, a couple of people in today below the chat there. And I think we just do the quick little thing, give the I'll shout out to the replay gang first of all. Brian's Bricks, always watching, always appreciate that. If you want to shout out when this goes back on replay and that, just put a comment in down below and we'll give you a shout out in the next one. And just quickly give the sponsor a quick little plug.
This video is brought to you by McCatsim Holiday Homes in Margate and Broadstairs. Great for a week's holiday or a weekend escape, being just over an hour east of London, UK. Treat yourself to amazing sunsets, a Lego wall, or great food. Visit www.mccatsim.com and mention this YouTube video and we'll look after you.
And a shout out there to One Brick Stud. Always good to see you along as well. And Amberlaya there also saying a shout out to people who are out watching as well. So I think with that said, we'll bring in our first guest, who it's a few hours behind. They're over in the States. And always great to have them in. I think they've had some interesting brick adventures yesterday, which we can find all about. Welcome along to Amberlaya and Mini Amberlaya. How are you guys going?
Good.
Excellent, excellent. Good to have you along. And yeah, I know this is a little bit of an odd time, but I think we're a little bit busy today. And then also too, you guys, what did you get up to yesterday? It sounded like you had some fun with that.
Yeah. Go ahead, of course.
We went to a Lego convention. It wasn't as big as Brick World Chicago, though. Like, Brick World Chicago is 6 times bigger as the convention we went to.
Maybe.
At least 6 times bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I was just explaining that because I went to Brick World Chicago myself, and this was the first time the family went to one. And so in comparison, obviously this is much smaller, but there was a lot of cool stuff. And in fact, Nicole, Girl Bricks a Lot, had her display there, which was really cool to see. And some other people like in the community were there as well. There was some Lego. There was a Lego master. There were some streamers. There were some other like really amazing mock builders who actually had like their own dedicated space. They're like master mock builders and stuff. So there were some really beautiful things there. It was fun. Yeah, Brick Convention is what it's called.
Brick Convention. Oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, Chicago is one of the largest in the States, I think, and certainly one of the really biggest ones in the world, I would imagine, as well.
Yeah.
Cool. All right then, and brilliant. So yeah, it's just going to be us building along today because the odd time and everything like that. And we normally have Lego Logan and that in, but they've had an addition to the family, so we wish them well, and hopefully we can see them again soon and have a chat. So they got their hands full with other things, and usually we also have Trevor and Mini Trevor in, but it is quite late here, and they just had some other logistics to be concerned with. So again, hopefully they're doing well, and we can see them as well next week. And I guess the thing is, what did we get up to today?
Oh, we went to the Charlie and Chocolate Factory and We Will Rock You cinema.
Musical.
Yeah.
And the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, that was like a high tea, wasn't it?
Yes.
So what can you just sort of explain what a high tea is? What did we do there?
Ate a lot.
Oh, wow.
And so we had some sandwiches and that first, and then what sort of drinks did you have?
A mocktail.
Mocktail? You liked those, didn't you? Yeah, there's a couple of them.
I got 4.
You got 4. And then what else did we have?
The cotton candy, the scones, and the strawberry or raspberry thingy.
Yeah. So it was all very, very tasty with that. So
Ooh.
yeah, no, it was quite good. It was well done. So I think we were quite full after that. But anyhow, we'll sort of get along with our sort of builds and that. What are you guys going to be sort of working on today?
Well, we're still going to be working on that amusement park. Wait.
Yeah.
I think we're still going to work on this piece. We put aside the big part because we don't really need it right now. And I thought I was an eater that ate a lot of food. What? I do sometimes.
Okay.
And
I apologize. I'm resharing the post that you put up for people to come see us. So I'm trying not to be rude, but I want to get this up so people can come watch us.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, of course, appreciate that. So certainly being in a bit of a weird time. And Cersei, what sort of food and that do you really like?
Sometimes, well, I like a lot of things. There's vegetables, fruits, except zucchini. I hate zucchini.
Eat or just like?
Dislike.
Okay.
Anyway. Oh, yes. I like eating greens. Oh, hang on.
Who knows? You never know. You never know if a cat's going to show up. That could happen anytime.
That it's going to be Wesley because he might go on the lap. Anyway, continuing about the food that I eat. Sometimes I like to eat a lot of grains. And what else? Oh, yeah. Protein. I love protein. Like a lot of protein foods I love.
Nice. Very cool.
Oh,
cool.
And dairy. I love dairy. Oh, sorry. Sorry for interrupting. You keep going.
No, I was just going to say, when you say protein, what do you sort of mean by that?
Turkey, beef is okay. Turkey burger's protein, right?
Yeah.
Turkey burger.
Fish?
Yes, fish. Did I already mention chicken?
No, you didn't.
Chicken, a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think
Right.
the key thing that's most important is that there be absolutely no seasoning whatsoever on any of those pieces of food.
Not even shrimp.
What? Like no salt, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
But salt on popcorn is fine. If it's popcorn, then I'm totally fine with it. As long as it's no vegetables.
Yeah.
No, cool. Yeah, because there's what's the sort of things that you like?
Chips, burgers, pizza, ketchup.
Yeah, maybe something with a little bit too much seasoning there. So, but no, that's all good with that. So, and then I think just before we're starting the stream, we happened to mention about Ahsoka. So, is that something you guys are sort of excited for?
Insanely excited. She's far more excited than I am, though.
Let's show them the example. Say the word.
Okay, so anytime I say Ahsoka, that's what happened.
That's adorable.
I get too excited for it.
Yeah.
I can't say the word myself, otherwise I'll go full crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, I mean, it seems like on the upside, they're releasing it a day early now. Like all the episodes, rather than being on a Wednesday, look like they're going to be on a Tuesday.
Yes, they're going to do an early one for this one, and then I think they're going to put it back to its regular day, right?
I think I know why they moved it to Tuesday.
Why?
For kids who might, well, it might be in the morning. Well, just if it was in the morning for some people, then kids wouldn't want to miss out on it if it was Wednesday because school day.
Oh, that's true.
Too zoomed in.
Sweetie, that's for me, honey.
Oh.
That's so I can see the pieces.
Not bad.
Well, I think in the past, like, because I think they do a midnight release in the States or something like that.
Yeah.
So usually in the past, it's generally been released about 9 a.m. here. So I know that upsets a few people because if people want to watch it before work, they kind of can't. It's sort of like, it gets released right as they get to work or as they're getting to school. So
Yeah.
at least then you got to do it that night. But yeah, it's interesting that they brought it forward today. But great.
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. Because it's 6 p.m. Pacific time, so that'll be 9 p.m. for us.
May we put that in the middle, please?
Yes, we can put this in the middle.
Okay, yeah, so they're obviously trying to hit it right during your sort of prime time as such.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Because I think Noldendorf there, his first dream sets to be here tomorrow. If DPT know where I live. Ooh, yes.
Wait, tomorrow?
Yeah, but that's King Oldendorf, so he's going to get one. I mean, we finally got our beaten up one. How did you find it?
Well, I found it in your study, lying on something or other Lego boxes. So I picked it up and I said I wanted to build it soon. And then like an hour later, we built it.
Nice.
Nice. I think, what I meant was, how did you find the build? What did you think? Well, first of all, which one was it, and how did you find it?
The shark ship, and well, the bags were quite small.
They are? Oh, may I ask you something?
Yeah.
If the Ahsoka show is releasing for you, it might, but if it is, what time will it might release?
I think if they're changing it around, it's probably going to work out Wednesday morning about 3 a.m. or something like that.
Oof, we're watching them, right?
Yeah.
I want to watch them.
Yeah. So it usually works out that when we get up that day, they're kind of released at some stage during the day. So I don't think we'll be staying up till 2 and 3 in the morning to watch it. So
yeah, no, that's fair.
yeah, that's. But otherwise, you're quite excited for that. It's the last couple of weeks. It's like, oh, when's the Ahsoka show going to be released? How many more days? So I guess, Cersei, have you watched much of Clone Wars or Rebels or any of those sorts of shows?
A lot. We're on Rebels for our third time, and we started watching Clone Wars for our second time, but we stopped because I wanted to rewatch Rebels so badly.
Yes. Yeah, we paused our second viewing of Clone Wars to go back to Rebels before Ahsoka. So
I'm just excited. I can't wait for the episode where Ahsoka. Oh, sorry, I won't spoil it if you haven't watched Clone Wars fully.
We haven't watched. No, we've only up to about season 4, halfway through that. I mean, I watched it originally when it came out, but yeah, we've just been going back through it. So no, it's we haven't quite gotten to that, and certainly I tried to start watching Rebels when it first came out, and I just couldn't get into it. But since then, we've had lots of people say it's wonderful, and so like, yeah, I should watch that at some stage.
So I remember going into Rebels being like, I don't know if I like this. And then I think I got through like the first season and I was hooked. Like, absolutely. It is one of my, and it's weird because when I go back now, the first couple episodes I really love. I actually really love them, but it's because you know the characters. That's the thing about Rebels is you go in with these brand spanking new characters that you're like, who are these people and why should I care about them? And And so it takes a little bit for that to happen. But then once you get to know them, like for me, I fell in love with them. They're my favorite. They're my favorite characters in Star Wars for sure. Is the ones in Rebels.
Sometimes those episodes make me cry.
Yeah, some of them are really emotional. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Then we'll yeah, I have to watch out for some of those ones then. And yeah, certainly we've got to watch through some of them. But I mean, that's going to be the interesting thing with the series is how much of it do you need to have really understood or watched those, or
you don't. You. My understanding is you don't need to have seen anything. Anything that you need to know from Rebels, they're going to tell you, right, as they kind of like set the stage of where we are. And ideally, a good show ideally makes it so anybody can like step in and watch and understand. But for the people who have seen like previous things, they get a little extra context out of it. They get a little extra, like, you'll see little things that seem like innocuous or whatever. And then like as somebody, you're like, oh, I know what that is. Or like, I know what that's from, or that makes sense to me. It's sort of like when you actually see Zeb in Mandalorian, I mean, he's just a character. It's not a big deal. But for everybody who'd seen Rebels, it was like, it's Zeb.
Yeah, it was much the same, because we watched that and saw the character there, and it was just another character, and as you said, it sort of sat there. And then I turned around, and then Tech Productions, Planet Tech or whatever, he was over the moon by that sort of thing, and I'm sort of like, oh, I guess. And then he explained, hey, it's actually this character from here, it's the first live action, and you like, as what you're saying, it's sort of that nice little Easter egg for people who really know it. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be lots of those sorts of things. I mean, do you want to speculate, or do you have any ideas what the series might be about, or what you hope to see in it?
I want to be careful because what I hope the series is about. Okay, what I'd like to get out of the series, I don't want to say too much because it could spoil Rebels. Because there's something that happens in Rebels that I would like to see the conclusion of here. But other than that, I mean, I don't expect this to be like a Rebels season 2, because it's not. This is the Ahsoka show. So I'm not like, oh, this should, be like an additional, or not season 2, but like 2.0 or anything like that. But I am very curious to see how the relationship between Sabine and Ahsoka has changed in the time since Rebels, because there's definitely some history there that we're not aware of. And that I'll be curious to see what's happening there. And of course, seeing Thrawn live action is going to be really cool. I mean, he's a great villain. He's really good. So I think that's going to be exciting to see how he plays into all of this.
Okay, cool. I think we're getting some weird feedback, so I might just drop you out for a second and pull you back in.
Oh, sure.
Can you just try talking just for a sec?
Is it being weird right now?
Yeah, I think, and even KO.
Let me try something on this side.
Sure.
I think I know what it is.
All right, does that help at all?
Yeah, it's gone now. That's much better. So, because for a second there, I'm so used to everything glitching out, and then I turned like my mic on mute and everything, and it's like, no, I think it's not my side for a change.
KO, was it the Chad voice? I'm so sorry. Okay, so just to give everybody context, I have a voice changer that I use on my streams for fun, and sometimes the app will come on and turn itself on occasion.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
it was, sort of thing. So, yeah, because it's like you could hear it was like your normal voice, and then over the top of it, it was also doing. I guess we'll call it the Chad voice, if that's what it's been christened as.
Well, so that's actually the name of one of the. There's different voices, and one of them's like Chad, and I always joke that like that's my favorite is the Chad one.
Cool. Yeah, because I was sort of thinking Tech's not really going to be doing, well, I think he said he may do a recap of like the first show, but then also the last one, or like a season summary or something. So I was thinking for my Thursday stream, the last hour, sort of doing that as sort of like a spoiler, Ahsoka kind of chat sort of thing. So I guess it would work out to, what is that? Maybe about 6 o'clock your time on a Thursday night or something. So it'd be, I think good just to have a bit of a chat about it, because certainly looking forward to it as well.
If I could adjust my work schedule, I'd be happy to like jump on that.
Jump on what?
Chatting with them about Ahsoka on Thursdays at 6 p.m. I'll bet I could like adjust like and take a late lunch that time.
I wish I could come on there, but I'd have school.
At 6 p.m.?
No. I could jump on for a little bit.
Maybe. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I can. Yeah, I can just take that.
Yeah, it'll be the sort of thing. Yeah, because it's going to be. It'll be late, sort of our time. So anybody who, like, we can do the first couple of hours of the Thursday stream normal, no spoilers, people can watch it. But then for the third hour, then, you know, because there's a couple of people who are interested to chat Mandalorian, or sorry, Ahsoka. So yeah, if people don't want to join in or hear it, they can drop out, or, you know, it doesn't ruin it, sort of thing. And just while I see it here, and totally understand, and congratulations again, and hopefully we can catch up with you next week.
Yes,
I'm feeling a little thirsty. What do I do?
Oh, why don't you go get something to drink, sweetie?
But
it's okay.
You said there wouldn't be enough room.
Go grab something to drink, sweetie. What I meant is you can't have like a meal here on the desk. There's no.
I'm not gonna have a meal.
I asked her to eat before this because like there's not room for Lego building, and you know.
Yeah, you get the food in that as well. But we had a pretty big lunch or high tea, which sort of kept us going, and then over that. So I think you're also saying, what did you think of the dream set?
Which one? Oh, the shark ship. Well, it's the art design was very good.
In the instructions?
Yeah.
No, that was really, really good. I think even that was probably one of my favorite parts of it.
Oh, they're gorgeous. I don't want to throw those instruction books away at all.
Can I help build?
Yeah, if you want to come in.
Okay. Oh, it's Jason.
So we have another person here joining us. So
hi.
This is an older one. We've just been talking about some of the dreams and the shark ship and things like that. What did you think of it?
It was quite good. Okay.
So you just want to sit down just so.
This one. Okay.
So what was I mean, you mentioned Go Bricks a lot. I think did you? I saw from the show yesterday. She had a display there. It may have been actually been on your socials that I saw it. Or
I did. I shared it. Yeah. No, it was the one. It was the one that she had from Chicago, and then she had a couple extras there because she had like an entire table, which was really cool. So it was great to see that. And then I do have to say one thing I do have to mention is that there was also there was a gigantic, so this is Rebels, gigantic version of the Ghost, which is the ship, like the big ship from the show, that
It's amazing.
like beyond UCS version of this mock. Like it was insane. It was gigantic. It was gorgeous. And I got to talk to the guy who built it and stuff. And it was just like really fun. We were talking a little bit of Star Wars stuff and everything. But it was beautiful. It was the most incredible like mock I'd seen.
Yeah. It's amazing sometimes when you see those mocks of that scale and the 20,000-30,000 piece range and things like that. And it's like, how do you even start to comprehend how somebody's designed that and built it?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. I haven't posted on social yet. I will. I just wanted to make sure I got his information. Although I can't find him. Like I didn't see, because I went back to try to get like I'm like, oh wait, I didn't catch like his name and like where he, social stuff and everything. And he wasn't at the table at that point, and I didn't see any of his social information. So I'm not quite sure how I will tag him, but that is something I try to do. I do try to make sure when I put things up on social media that I tag the person.
That goes with it, yeah, because it's funny when as big as what the Lego community can be in terms of across continents and everything else. There was one, even in Brickworld Chicago, there was something which I saw in the back of somebody's video, and I knew a few people were there at the time. It's like, can you just go, there's something which I've just seen over here in the back of something or other. And they went over there, and it turned out to be this giant GBC with these massive circular rings. And the original designer of that was somebody that I know, they're just local to here. They're now head of London AFOLs. And they had originally done it years ago, and it was featured on Beyond the Brick and whatever else. And somebody else has taken that same sort of idea, which is great and fine, and then done their version of it. So it's funny sometimes how you can see things and years later go, oh, I know where that's originally come from, sort of thing. I think you might be on mute.
Thank you. I was gonna say, back when I was when I was hosting Good Morning Brick World, I remember that Pink Wheels had come on. This was before Brick World Chicago, and she was kind of giving us the PSA about how if you post something, make sure that you tag it, because there was a situation, I guess, where somebody with a lot of followers had posted this, mock that someone did, and everybody loved it and liked it and everything, but like he or she didn't share who had made it or what have you. And like this person got like a ton of views and things on their, obviously on their post. And then the original builder didn't really get anything from that. So that's why I try to tag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because there was there's something which I saw recently on a similar sort of thing. It was more of just a general comedy sort of thing, and you had a relatively somewhat famous comedian who did a whole bit and shtick, and then a big TikToker picked it up and then did the whole thing themselves, slightly changing a few bits and pieces, but they didn't actually then credit back to the original one. And of course, they got millions of views, and eventually the original guy just sort of even went in the comments. It's like, if you could at least mention me, that would have been appreciated, sort of thing. So it's like the whole bit was lifted and it went for like 3 minutes. So yeah. Just going through here. It's always tricky with those sorts of things, but you certainly try as much as what you can, and to give credit wherever it's sort of due. Couldn't make the live this evening. Trevor's just saying there, back next week. Next week we should be at our regular sort of time slot. So, I mean, that was the next question I was going to ask, is holidays for different kids and everything like that. How much longer does just roughly Saoirse still have off school?
You go back next week, right?
Yeah, next week, Wednesday.
Okay. Next week she goes back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Because you guys have still got, I think, 2 or 3 weeks at least. So it's, I know. Yeah, it always feels a little bit strange because certainly when it's in Canada, it felt like the Americans would go back a week or two before the Canadians would go, and then recently it's like the Europeans don't go back until sort of the end of August.
Yeah, and in all fairness, here it really does vary. Like it's different on when we were on the West Coast, it was a different schedule than here. And even on the West Coast, there were schools that like would have theirs at like a week before ours. And there definitely doesn't appear to be that much of a standard, I would guess, here. It varies, which I mean, in all fairness, can be for the best, especially like when they have their spring breaks and things like that, because then that way not everybody is off at the exact same time.
Yeah. So, Saoirse, when you were at the brick, was it Brickvention you were saying, or I've probably got the name? Brick Convention. Okay, I'm thinking of Brickvention, which is like a couple of the Australian ones. What did you see there that you particularly liked?
Wait. Oh yeah, there was a little bit of a kids area where like with Duplo things that you could build with, and I made a few friends, and we pretended that the animals were at war with the tigers.
We're at war with the tigers?
Yes.
Wow. That's pretty creative and imaginative.
That's definitely her with Lego. Like I feel like for her, building it is okay, but playing with it is what's the most fun.
Yeah. I think we were talking last stream or what. You go through and create a lot of the backstories and everything like that, and have it fully fleshed out, and then go through and a big aspect is the playing with it, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
So
you don't need a reference.
This is getting so cute.
So the other thing that we were doing today was we went to the musical We Will Rock You.
And we got boxes.
Box seats.
Yes.
So we sort of got there, and we were sort of sitting in one of the upper tiers, and it was like the very first sort of row or whatever.
And there was no leg space.
Yeah, so that particular row is actually just that little bit narrower, so I couldn't actually physically sit down because from the sort of the front of my knee to the back of my hip was longer than the actual seat space there.
Oh no.
Whereas if I went back a row, it was fine. So we sort of just went over to the concession stand or whatever and said, look, can we just get a seat somewhere else? Or, one of the other, it looked like one of the boxes was empty. So they said, yeah, you can do it for an extra like £10 each or something like that. Like it's something trivial. But yeah, so which that's the first time you've done that and you wanted to do that. Mm-hmm. So that's off your bucket list now.
Apparently it actually was on his bucket list.
So I like the fact we've got that.
Yes, I was just scrolling down a little to see that better. Okay.
And what else we got? Shout out to Our Toy World and Bricks and Stuff and TJ, welcome along, and Trevor's videos. Good to see everyone sort of hopping along. We're just going to do a quick little stream tonight sort of thing. Just so that we kept up for Sunday and can get through another bag or two. But what did you think of the actual musical?
Good.
What did you like about it?
That it was mostly about AI.
AI? Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, and they had a few of those songs that you knew in it. Yeah, yeah. And what did you think about it?
It was quite nice.
Just focusing on the building.
Fair, absolutely.
The one thing I didn't like about it is kind of at the actual train station when we were coming back, some of the trains got delayed.
Oh no.
What?
Yeah, there's
Got delayed.
Oh.
For the Victoria line.
we're in the heart of London, and one of the major train stations. At that train station, none of the signals were working, so like no trains left there for about 45 minutes. But we managed to jump around on different trains and eventually get here. And it was literally, it's like, right, walked in the door. By the time I turned the computer on and everything, it's time to start streaming. So,
wow. Yeah. Yeah. Saoirse hasn't seen a musical yet, but one of the things that hit my husband and I just the other day is that we are really close to New York. So we could actually go see something like on Broadway, right? Which is kind of fun. But I also saw that Aladdin is coming out as a musical. And I thought for like a first musical, Saoirse, you might like to see something like that.
I am a big fan of that movie, but I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just trying to get the initial reaction there from Saoirse.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
flabbergasted by it, and it's like, oh, wow, that would.
I'm pretty sure I haven't watched. Oh, sorry. You keep going.
No, you go.
Before, I think for some reason at first I used to like the live action Aladdin, but then eventually it just ruined Aladdin for me. I didn't really like it eventually. And then that is probably why I started to not watch Aladdin anymore.
Oh.
Don't worry. I'll try.
Oh, was that the recent Aladdin with like Will Smith? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I actually like that one. I know it is an app. Well, in all fairness, I wasn't really a fan of the original Aladdin. It didn't connect with me in any way. I was just like, okay. And then I saw the live action. I was like, oh, this is fun. I like this. I mean, no, obviously Will Smith is not Robin Williams. He's not supposed to be. He's playing a different type of genie in the story, which I don't mind. And so I enjoyed it. I liked it, but yeah, not for her. So I'm not sure the musical is going to be a good idea then.
It might work.
Yeah, but it's like watching a live action version of it.
Yeah, but on a stage.
Yes.
You don't do stage really.
No, you don't. But it's. I don't know. We'll see.
Fine.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, because occasionally at Christmas there's what they call like pantomime sort of thing, and it's there's a set format for it in the UK and things, and they sometimes mash up different ones together, and I think they mashed up, what was it, like 17 fairy tales or something, and there was an Aladdin part in one of them and things like that, and so they're always fun, and it's a bit of a Christmas sort of thing, and there's a certain there's always sort of like a bad guy character within that, which then interacts with the crowd, and kids have a certain response, and it's always fun to sort of do those, which we didn't really have much of in Australia, so certainly it's a UK sort of thing, and I don't know if they do it in the States.
Yeah. I know one thing, at least when we lived in LA, that they used to do. So there was a venue there called the Hollywood Bowl, and it's gigantic outdoor stage, right, where everybody like is just kind of sitting outside. It's fairly famous, at least in California and stuff. And what they've done in the past, which I thought was really cool, is so they'll have like a live orchestra, and I've seen them do movies where they do like where they've got like the songs, or they'll do Star Wars or different movies and stuff, but they'll do a live orchestra for the music. And that's really fun. And I do think at one point they had done something with a few of the Disney movies where they had they actually had some like live singers and stuff come out and do some of the singing for that, like in a medley of different things with like an orchestra and stuff too, which was cool.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, no, I've heard of the Hollywood Bowl. It's sort of relatively famous, from what I understand.
Okay, I never know for sure because again, born and raised in California, I know all this stuff, but I never know how far out that goes.
It goes, yeah, no, it's.
You were born and half raised in California.
Oh yeah, because we did move here.
Yeah,
you were fully raised in California.
Yes.
But I still know a lot about California. Like, it can be super duper hot on days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, your pieces are down here.
Yeah, because we went to New York earlier in the year, and a couple of my members of the family from Australia came out, and we sort of met up there, and they hadn't been before, and so they wanted to do a lot of the shows and everything like that, and they found that with some of them, like if you go the hour or two beforehand, any of the excess tickets and things, they're just trying to sell them at like cheap rates and stuff. So it's a good way. So I think they went sort of 4 or 5 different shows or something, because again, it's Broadway, New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I did watch some of the earlier parts of the stream on my iPad, and I did comment some stuff.
Yeah, we can see that there. So that's cool.
Do you even know which user I was?
Was it the Iron Man one?
Yes, of course, okay. Because everything with me is to do with Iron Man.
Oh, nice. Iron Man fan.
Yeah.
Big Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man.
There was a really cool mock yesterday. Remember that? It's like, I know they did a Lego set where they had like a whole bunch of the Iron Man suits, right?
But the armory. Yeah,
the armory. Yeah. But this one was like obviously it's a custom version, but they even had created like minifigure scale Hulkbusters and stuff like that, and had like all these suits and stuff going. It was really cool. It looked really great.
It was massive.
Way
bigger than the set. I don't have the set, but I know what the set looks like, and it was way bigger. Like, I'd say about this.
They can't see your hands.
Oh, probably about this long, but about this high.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
I kind of want to go and Google that.
Well, I'm pretty sure I have a picture of it when it's on my phone. It's my camera. I'm actually going to be downloading those. I can send that to your dad and he can show you. So,
okay.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Yeah. Thanks very much for that. Yeah. So you were saying you're out, obviously California sort of way originally, and have you recently moved, or was it a fair while ago?
A year ago?
Yeah. We're still quite new here.
It's true. Yeah, we moved a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
A year ago, July 4th.
And how
here we arrived in July 4th. In Culver City, we didn't live at Culver City. We were hanging out at Grandma's, but we went to the airport and left California on July 3rd. Then when we got here, it was July 4th. So we did arrive here on July 4th, but we didn't leave on July 4th. Otherwise, it would have been July 5th.
Probably.
There'll be certainly a day to turn up when everybody's, out having a bit of a party and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, this is a very small town that we're in. They were doing something, but so the worst part was we got COVID.
Oh no.
Never had COVID before. Never that whole time. And then when we were landing, because we flew here, because our stuff was driven here, that took longer. And so we flew here with 3 cats on the plane. I don't recommend that. But
He meowed like crazy.
he meowed the whole time. We flew here, and then my husband wasn't feeling well, and then he ended up having COVID, and then Saoirse and I got it not long after, and we had spent like all that time, never got it.
Yeah, but when I had COVID, I didn't even feel an inch sick.
Well, you were a little sick, sweetie, for at least one day.
Yeah, but then the next day I felt good even with COVID.
Yeah, no, it knocked me out pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it impacts adults and older people a lot worse than kids in the whole. Yeah. I think we, over a course, had it once or twice. And
Yeah. I remember at one stage, just before I had an online lesson, I felt like really pain suddenly, so I got the day off. So I'm wondering now if that's was COVID or not.
Possibly. Or it could just be exam sickness. I've got an exam today. Yeah, I'm sick. Miraculous recovery the next day.
Yeah. Well, since we landed with it, we assume we got it in California, and we had gone to Disneyland the day before.
It was amazing. I still loved it.
Oh yeah, no, it was fun, and we did the masks and everything still, but you can only do so much.
Yeah, and certainly if you're going into a place with thousands of people.
Yeah.
I was surprised it was even open, even though COVID was happening.
Well, it wasn't at first. In fact, it was the longest Disneyland had ever closed, ever. Well, I mean, but it was the longest, like the first 3 days or for 2 days, because Disneyland like never closes. I think it had closed for like a day, 1 or 2 other times. And so like, yeah, with Disneyland being closed, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah. I was like almost the entire time I was like stuck in the house.
Well, we all were, sweetie.
Yeah, we were all like stuck in the house. I was itching to go to Disneyland so badly, even though COVID happened. I was just insane. I lost my mind in my head.
Oh.
Mom!
What? Nothing.
Looking at me like that.
Nothing. Okay, go ahead.
You're finding out all this stuff now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's the sort of thing where we're planning to go to Disney World
for 21 days, club level, 4 days at Animal Lodge club level, and another 10 days at Grand Floridian club level. My brother has been spending weeks watching Disneyland shows to try and work out what to do.
Wait, Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World.
Disney World.
His plan probably will cost us thousands of pounds.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. So, yeah, the one in Florida. So, I mean, Cersei, is there any sort of hot tips that you have of things you really like doing?
My favorite part is mostly riding on the rides. And what?
You don't like roller coasters. What are you talking about?
What? The Incredicoaster was rather fun.
No, you didn't. You said you didn't like that.
I just changed my mind.
Okay.
And as I was, Mom, stop looking like that.
Back part of the ship.
Mom, you're obviously.
Go ahead. Go on.
Okay. Oh yes, the rides were my favorite part, and you should go to.
Now they're not going to California. They're going to Florida, so they're not going to have California Adventure.
Well, I don't know much about Florida things, so but a tip: definitely wear sunscreen. Sometimes it can get really hot there.
That's a great tip. It's a great tip.
Good tip. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. From understanding is obviously different places, but there is a fair amount of overlap between what they have at each.
Yeah. Because California Adventure is just different because it's got all the Pixar stuff and everything. I don't think they have that stuff like the Incredicoaster and stuff. I don't think that's at Florida. But they do have Galaxy's Edge at Florida.
You are gonna love Galaxy's Edge. It is the best Star Wars place you would ever want to be.
Why?
Well, if you even go to Galaxy's Edge, don't worry. It's the same thing as Disneyland, just Star Wars themed.
Yeah, it's certainly something you want to look at. Trying to do Galaxy's Edge and maybe a lightsaber or a build a droid or something like that. So just
that's the perfect place to make your own DIY droid and to find a lightsaber and maybe even a holocron and some kyber crystals.
Yeah. So I would say about Galaxy's Edge. Okay, number one, I think this is true for all of them. You have to make like the reservation ahead of time, right? For the at least for the lightsaber, right? For Savi's workshop. Also, I think Olga's Cantina. Oops, sorry, I'm just adjusting here. Olga's Cantina, I believe you need a reservation for as well. So you just want to make sure like well in advance that you make those reservations so you have them. The droid building, I went during like a special, they had a thing for like employees where we could go like kind of early. And I did the droid building, and I think that the cast members and stuff that I had just maybe weren't like that enthusiastic because it wasn't that fun of an experience. But you do get a droid at the end with like a little remote control and stuff that you can control. So that's kind of fun. The lightsaber one, I did that actually right before we left. That was one of the things I did at Disneyland, and that was really fun. That like whole experience is very cool. So it's expensive, but it is really fun.
The chopper's the same remote control thing. We have a chopper right there.
So they also in the droid place, they do sell like pre-built certain ones. And I do have the one from Rebels. Like you can just buy chopper, or again, you can build your own. So
yeah. And did they have Rise of the Resistance there when you went, or is that only?
So I did eventually go on Rise of the Resistance, but not till after the pandemic because they had opened. Because they opened Galaxy's Edge first in California and then in Florida, but they opened Rise of the Resistance first in Florida. And so like they had just opened it in California when everything happened. But we did get to go on that, and that is super fun.
Yeah, I've seen lots of
I went with we actually did this whole thing for her birthday, like the previous year. And she had a friend come with her. And so we got tickets for their family and everything. We all went to Disneyland, and he wasn't like really into rides and roller coasters and stuff. And I actually had to pay to get into the queue at the time for Rise of the Resistance. And so we got into like the queue and stuff. And he went on it, and he was like, "This is the best ride I've ever been on." He was so excited. He was like, "This is amazing." Had like a great time. Who went with you? Whose dad was that?
Mila's dad.
Was that Mila's dad? Yeah, he really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's fun. If you're a fan of Star Wars, it's really fun.
Mm-hmm. I'm a half
Yeah,
Star Wars. I don't have a lot of sets, but the minifigures I'm into. But I'm mostly into mini dolls and stuff.
Fair.
They added they're adding Ahsoka as a character somewhere in
Oh yeah, in Galaxy's well what's fun in Galaxy's Edge is they do have characters just walking around that will interact with you and stuff. I know that when she was little and we went, she was dressed as Rey. And it was actually like, it's one of the things I do love about Disney is that they do really go out of their way to make it a very immersive experience, right? Where this girl as Rey goes up to Saoirse, ignores us completely. Like just pretends like we don't even exist, is talking to her and like walked her all the way like halfway across Galaxy's Edge. Not that it's that big, but she was like, oh, do you know where our rebel base is? Blah, blah, blah. And just chatting with her the whole time, ignoring us and just like, but being very immersive with her in the story and it was just so sweet. It was really fun. And that is one of the things like, and it's not just Galaxy's Edge, it's everywhere. Like we, when the first Black Panther movie came out, we were in line to meet Black Panther, right? And I forget the name, but he has his guards that are with him. And they're just kind of standing there at the line. And even they are completely in character. She had light up shoes. And like the woman's like, oh, you have vibranium in your shoes, and is talking to her and doing this thing. It is a very immersive experience. So I do give them credit on that. They do really go all the way.
Yeah, no, from what we've seen in that, as what you're saying, the whole immersive and getting into it and things like that. And I think, yeah, definitely looking forward to that again. And I think, yeah, in terms of Ahsoka, is Ahsoka going to be put in as like a meet and greet character? Is that what they were doing?
She's like the Mandalorian. She just
I've never met Ahsoka.
Yeah, they haven't.
But that she's not added. She's going to be added on the date which the new Ahsoka movie comes out.
It was told that there was going to be a Mandalorian and you actually get to meet Grogu.
Really?
Yeah, I watched a video about new things coming, and there was going to be the Mandalorian, and you're actually able to meet Grogu. Yeah, like
Well, they're probably just adding it in as.
It's just a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would make sense if Galaxy's Edge started incorporating some of the more popular, newer characters.
Such as Ahsoka. Let's say it. I can't say it.
Have you picked my pieces?
Oh, almost. I got distracted by you guys talking.
Well,
Fair.
I think with that, we're starting to push up. We're just on the hour mark. We're just going to do a quick one today. So did you just want to sort of walk us through anything that you've sort of done there and any sort of thing coming up on your channel?
Show them what it does. All right, so let's show them what this does so far.
Wait, hang on. I can't. I don't know how to.
There it goes.
Oh,
yeah, so we've got some movement and good stuff going here. Then as far as just stuff that I'm doing, I missed my last Tuesday stream because I wasn't feeling well. I should be on this Tuesday, and we've managed to get our Star Wars stream technical stuff figured out. So Wednesday nights we will be also streaming our wait, did I say Star Wars?
Yes.
I meant D&D. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Star Wars on the brain. Yeah, our Dungeons and Dragons game is we've managed to work out most of the technical issues, so we were able to stream last Wednesday, and that's with myself, my husband, King's Rule 77, King Oldendorf, Jesse's Brick Galaxy, and Brick Hive. We're all playing D&D together, so that's on Wednesdays. And yeah.
I was kidding. I was kidding. Seriously, I was actually kidding.
Saoirse, that was role playing.
Oh, I was kidding. Actually, that actually hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm so sorry. No. We role play, sweetie. We weren't actually being mean to each other.
Oh yeah.
This is the story and the way that it goes in with that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's why I was like, wait, no.
Yeah. Even KO is sort of like, yeah. And why Star Wars is not D&D.
What's D&D?
Yeah. Although there is a Star Wars tabletop role-playing game. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's interesting.
I've played it before. I have the rule book actually. So someday I'll play it again. Yeah, we'll see.
Might get a few people into that. So
With thousands of pages.
Be pointless.
um,
You're ready.
so we'll just go quickly. Can you show what we sort of built tonight here?
Well, it's sort of, I think, the kitchen. I guess inside there's
Ooh.
a door on the back, and I'm gonna say this is a rudder for steering the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Just moves backwards and forwards. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
or
And
side to side.
there's a minifigure there, is there?
Yeah, a guy with a sword and a gun. Maybe it's too long to be a flintlock though.
That seems to say there. Yeah, one of the older style characters. So, cool.
Wait.
So yeah, just slowly getting through that. Hopefully, we can do that. Next week we'll look to do next weekend again the same family stream, but it'll be back sort of the normal time, which is 3 p.m. UK and about 10 a.m. American Eastern Standard. Thursday night stream, which is 8:30 UK time and 3:30 EST time, and I'll probably have just released the top 5 most expensive Lego sets short from 2005. And the last 2005, 6, and 7 have been quite interesting because it seems to be at that point is when you started getting all the big, really expensive sets, and it was interesting to sort of see how all that's changed. I think that's covered most things there. Just do the usual sort of bits and pieces. Shout out to people who are in the chat today. Thanks very much for popping along.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Don't forget to like the stream.
Like the stream, thumbs up, share, all that sort of good stuff. Embolizer and Mini Embolize details are also down below, so be sure to check out their streams. And also, too, if you're a D&D fan, obviously you got that there. You can go and check them out as well. And yeah, as I sort of said, the Thursday stream that we do, the 3rd hour, we're going to be looking to do Ahsoka spoilers and things. So if you're interested in just popping along and having a chat about the Ahsoka show that dropped, by all means, feel free to do that.
Can I be?
And it'll be late for you. And just finishing up, thanks to TJ, Our Toy World, Bricks and Stuff, and I think that's most of the people there. And I don't think there was anything else. A big thanks to Embolizer and that for joining us. I always appreciate that. And
thank you for having us.
There. I know it was a little bit weird and impromptu time and everything like that, but I just wanted to, obviously we're winding down the end of summer, so try to finish off this little round. I think still finalize details, maybe looking on a go forward basis to sort of do it once a month or something like that, so we can just sort of touch base and build some Lego with the kids and things like that. And I think with everybody's schedules, we'll try to work something out. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say before we get out of here?
Anything else?
No, I don't think
No?
so.
No? Okay. Yeah, no, we're good. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Okay, great. No, always good to see you guys. Always appreciate you being here. And if I'm share, like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff while I'm finding the outro. And we will see you hopefully next week. Have a good week, everyone.
Bye. Mr. Bigger, Biblia super duper.
don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.